Carnegie Ironworks is Pittsburgh's go-to for artistic, unique, and decorative steel and iron designs. We provide custom fencing, interior and exterior railings, outdoor fire pits, window coverings, and much more. If you can think of it, we can fabricate it. Find us on the web at www.carnegieiron.com. That's Carnegie Ironworks, for when you need it, for 500 years.
This is Alex Fydryszewski with your Three Rivers Broadcasting WPIAL, City League, and Regional High School football rankings for September the 20th. We begin in Class A of the WPIAL, where there's a new number 1 team. Bishop Canevin ascends to the top spot after defeating Springdale. Clairton crashes the top 5 after upsetting number 1 Leechburg 48-27. Sacred Heart defeated Burgettstown. Springdale and Leechburg round out the top 5 as Rochester and Burgettstown have fallen out due to losses. There are 2 games to watch this week. Bishop Canevin against Greensburg Central Catholic, as well as our number 4 team, Springdale, traveling to number 5 Leechburg. Moving ahead now to our AA rankings, they remain unchanged from last week. Stowe Rocks, Wash High, Ligonier Valley, Sarah Catholic, and Laurel all scored victories. The games to watch this week are Stowe Rocks at Shady Side Academy and Wash High hosting undefeated Chartiers Houston. The AAA rankings in the WPIAL remain largely unchanged. Central Valley defeated Blackhawk, North Catholic shut out Valley, Southmoreland defeated South Allegheny, Avonworth drops a spot after losing to Stowe Rocks, and Elizabeth Forward replaces Keystone Oaks. The games to watch this week in AAA are Central Valley hosting Newcastle and Avonworth hosting Southside Beaver. The Quad A rankings in the WPIAL remain dominated by the Big 8. TJ is number 1, Bell Vernon in at number 2, Laurel Highlands at number 3, and McKeesport holds on to the number 5 position after previously being at the top of the Quad A rankings after they got thrashed by Canisius from Buffalo 35-14. The only team in the top 5 not from the Big 8 is Highlands. The game of the week is without question Thomas Jefferson, our number 1 team, traveling to number 2 Bell Vernon. The Hampton Highlands game will also be worth paying attention to. There are no changes in the 5A classification as Gateway, Moon Township, West Allegheny, South Fayette, and Kiski area all scored impressive victories. The game of the week in the 5A classification is number 3 West Allegheny traveling to number 5 Kiski area. Also keep an eye on the Gateway Pine Richland game, as Pine Richland is a deceptive 1-3. Continuing a trend as we go up the table, there are no changes in 6A. Pittsburgh Central Catholic, Mount Lebanon, and North Allegheny all with big wins last week. The game of the week, and perhaps the game of the year in the WPIAL, is this coming Friday as number 1 Pittsburgh Central Catholic travels to number 3 North Allegheny. Taking a look now at the Pittsburgh City League, Westinghouse retained its number 1 spot after beating Alderdice on Saturday. University remains at number 2 after evening its record at 2-2 with a 36-8 victory over Perry, and Brashear broke the ice as their tough schedule finally paid off and they scored their first win, an impressive one, over Erie High. They play Perry this coming week, who dropped out of the top 5. The game of the week is Westinghouse traveling to Union Local of Ohio. As we look around the region, there is a new number 1 team. Morgantown University dominated Wheeling Park in a game that we attended from Three Rivers Broadcasting on Saturday night to ascend to the top spot as Steubenville lost to Dover on Friday night and tumbles to number 3. Bridgeport High is up to number 2. St. Clairsville crashing the top 5 after defeating the Lindsley School 35-14, and Lindsley holds on to the number 5 spot. Wheeling Park drops out. The game of the week is Steubenville hosting number 5 Lindsley. Finally, we take a look at our overall top 5 for September 20th. Pittsburgh Central Catholic retains its number 1 position after a shutout victory. Morgantown University jumps to number 2 after a very impressive performance in front of our eyes on Saturday night. Thomas Jefferson and Central Valley check in at 3 and 4, and Mount Lebanon is new to the top 5.
Carnegie Ironworks is Pittsburgh's go-to for artistic, unique, and decorative steel and iron designs. We provide custom fencing, interior and exterior railings, outdoor fire pits, window coverings, and much more. If you can think of it, we can fabricate it. Find us on the web at www.carnegieiron.com. That's Carnegie Ironworks, for when you need it, for 500 years.